guys, it's Sonia, and today's video is brought to you by Sonia's homemade black cherry sorbet, made with frozen black cherries and frozen mixed fruit juice. Now, if you're on a diet or if you're watching your sugar intake, this might not be for you. However, today is hot, it's humid. I wanted something cool, so I got out my blender, 2 bags of frozen black cherries, a can of frozen fruit juice, and this is what you get. Super good. Okay, today's topic, and if I sound like a broken record, I'm sorry, but I think it's important, especially for those who are considering Sisterlocks or locks in general. There are things you need to know, there are things you need to do before you go to your first consultation. It's so important that you write down all of your questions. But before you even do that, you yourself need to decide what type of lock do you really want. If you know in your gut that you want Sisterlocks and no other lock, go for it. But if you're kind of in between Sisterlocks, but you like the look of traditional locks, or if you know you like the look of bigger locks, take your time and continue doing your research, because I don't want you having regrets later on like I did, and wishing I would have gone with my gut, my first gut, which was to go traditional locks, to get traditional locks. Some of the things that you should do, and I know I've beaten this dead horse, but I have to keep beating it because it's so important. Do your research. Go online, Google, YouTube, Pinterest, look at the different locks, find out how they're installed, the different ways you can install them. And if that is something you're okay with or that you're comfortable with, find out the prices, especially for your area, because prices vary from state to state, from city to city, especially when it comes to Sisterlocks. You have to know these things. You need to know these things because you have to budget for the cost of installation and the cost of maintaining, which is the reties. Most people charge $75 and up. Some people charge by the hour. So these are things you need to know, especially specific to your area. You need to know what the going rates are for where you live, because it can vary. Not everybody charges the same. And also you have to factor in the length of your hair. If you're going in with long hair, 7 inches or more, expect to be charged more for Sisterlocks. Let me give you a little example of a regret that I have. When I decided to look into Sisterlocks and I was scheduling my consultations, I had 3 lined up. I only went to 1, and that was a huge mistake. I should have went to all 3. I should have waited and just weighed everything, weighed my options and the people I talked to. And here's why. Because I was still, even though I love the look of Sisterlocks, I was still torn between Sisterlocks and traditional locks. Here are the differences. Traditional locks are way, way, way cheaper. It takes less time. And little did I know beforehand, maybe I knew, but I really didn't, it didn't register with me, was with traditional locks, you could install them yourself, or you can get a family member to help you, because you can either start them by 2-strand twists or braids. Plaits, braid locks is what they're called. The same goes with micro locks. Micro locks, you could do them yourself. They're much cheaper than Sisterlocks. And again, I believe the time frame for installing them is less than Sisterlocks. So, I didn't know that then, but of course, hindsight, I realized all of this now, or after I got my Sisterlocks installed. So I went to my consultation, and I picked this particular person because she was recommended. She was on the Sisterlocks website, and she also had a background of doing traditional locks. She did traditional locks before she got into Sisterlocks. So I went to her because I figured she could answer the questions I would have regarding traditional locks, and that I would be able to weigh which way I wanted to go based on the look I wanted. Because that's really what it boiled down to, is the look I wanted. And of course the price, but it was more so the look. So when I went to her and I came with my list of questions, I had them written out. I asked her all my questions, but then also when I started to ask her questions regarding traditional locks, she kept trying to steer me back over to Sisterlocks. One of the things that she said was, because when I told her that I liked the look of bigger locks, and that I didn't want the teeny tiny Sisterlocks. I didn't, and she said, well, I can give you the biggest lock size on the Sisterlocks scale. But even that lock looked kind of, small, but I was like, but then she was like, but over time they will swell up, they'll get bigger, they'll mature. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Let's go with that. But every time I mentioned anything other than Sisterlocks, she didn't really, it was like she really wasn't trying to hear it. She kept steering me back over to Sisterlocks and not so much traditional locks. And I know why that was. She wanted that Sisterlocks money. Sisterlocks cost way more. I was charged $750 for my installation. Now, $750 versus 100, 200 for traditional, if even that, or zero had I done them myself. So make sure that before you go in and start having these consultations, know that there are options, that there are other lock options. People choose Sisterlocks for different reasons. Most people like the look. They like how versatile they are. They are beautiful locks. They flow. It feels like loose hair. And yeah, it's pretty. You can do a lot with Sisterlocks. You can flat iron them. You can curl them. You can do a lot of things with Sisterlocks. But you can also do that with micro locks. You can do a lot of things with traditional locks. It's just your preference. But you also need to know the price differences and the care differences, because you do have to care for the different type of locks in different ways. And it's important that you know those things, so you'll be able to decide if you're comfortable with having to go to have your Sisterlocks retighten every 4 to 6 weeks, and all the other different restrictions that comes with Sisterlocks, especially when you first get them. Not having too much water in your hair because of slippage, not using oils, only using the Sisterlocks shampoo. Like, these are rules, but a lot of people don't follow them because people have different scalp and hair needs when it comes to that. Not everybody can go without oil on their scalp. Not everybody hair acts right without moisture. So there's things like that, when you look into Sisterlocks and go to their website and read all the info, you'll see what I'm talking about. But when it comes to traditional locks and micro locks and things like that, you don't have those restrictions. You don't have, you're not tied so much to this strict retightening schedule like you are with Sisterlocks, because with Sisterlocks, you're dealing with such tiny locks. If you do not maintain them and stick to your retying schedule, they will break out, they will thin out, and then they will break off. So these are all things that, you know, is very, very, very important for you to consider and think about. And I'm going to take a quick little sorbet break because my little sorbet is starting to melt and I need to eat it. So hang on one second. And we're back. So, like I was saying, be sure that you're educated in the different locks, that you do have options. Look into all lock options. I'm not saying dismiss Sisterlocks or don't get Sisterlocks. I'll never tell anyone that, because Sisterlocks are beautiful and they do serve a purpose. They do fit a lot of people's lifestyles for various reasons. Like I said, people have their own reasons for wanting Sisterlocks, from the aesthetic or just locks in general. Because most people, when they decide to get locks, usually it's because they're tired of dealing with their hair on a daily basis. That was pretty much my reason, because I have been natural for, at the time, 6 years. And I got tired of having to figure out what to do with my hair. I was just wearing it either in protective styles or afros, twist outs, whatever. And it got to be just too much. It became a hassle dealing with my hair. And I've always liked locks. I always admired them. And then I just started to really, really seriously look into locks. And then when I kept seeing women with Sisterlocks, I was even more intrigued, because I always saw them. I just never knew what they were called. You know, I knew they were locks, just like teeny tiny locks. And from there, I was just hooked and I got sucked in. I got sucked in, but I wish I had spent more time researching all locks and the different lock options before I settled with Sisterlocks. I think I settled with Sisterlocks because I was in a place of desperation, of wanting something different and wanting something done to my hair that would relieve me of having to wake up every morning and figure out what to do with my hair. So I really did, honestly, to be completely honest, I did rush into getting Sisterlocks. I did. Hindsight is 2020. I wish I had taken my time. I wish I did not just go to the one consultation. I wish I would have went to all three. I wish I had, went to the other two. And like I said, just took the time to weigh my options on the different locks and the installation and the price of each one's and how that would fit into my budget. I made Sisterlocks fit into our budget. That was never an issue. But as far as the look, the style, and finding the right consultant, that's where I hit the roadblock, the consultant. So, yeah, take your time, look into other locks, weigh your options, and please, please, please go to more than one consultation. You'll be happy you did. Please don't rush into a decision, whether if it's Sisterlocks or traditional micro, whatever you decide. Take your time, make that decision, make sure it's the right decision for you. I hope this video helps somebody out there with locks, who are just considering locks. in general. So talk to you later. I'm going to finish my sorbet. How do you like my new floral cat eye glasses? I just got them today. I love them. Absolutely love them. I think they're cute. Thank you guys for watching. Hey to all my new subscribers, old subscribers. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I had a brain fart. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.